Hi YouTube family. I just wanted to bring you a little tutorial today about drifting and what chassis are available. So first of all, I like Yokomo. That is the chassis that I have and that I'm building. Yokomo makes all the way from the very beginner chassis to the expert and intermediate chassis. So the very first chassis is the YD2S that Yokomo makes. It's mostly all plastic, but it's very cheap and it's a very upgradable car. It's probably in the ballpark of $250 for the chassis. That's just the chassis alone. Then you have to buy all the other stuff, and I'll get into that later. Then the next chassis upgrade would be the YD2SX2, and that also is a Yokomo product, and it has a little bit more. It's the same chassis, but it has a little bit more a little bit more aluminum parts on it. So with the more aluminum parts, you have better control. The more upgrades you do, the better control you have. So that would be, I would consider that advanced or intermediate car, maybe an advanced car. Then after that, you would have the YD2SX3. That's the newest version that Yokomo has out. Those are the two cars that I'm building. I would pull one out right now, but it's just a mess because it's in the process of being built. So they also make a YD2E, but that's like that's the total beginner. So also their Shikara makes chassis, Shikara D4. I'm not really familiar with it. Also MST makes a chassis, and I'm in the process of getting an MST right now. I just want to have a couple of different chassis just to see what the difference are and how they perform. So now getting to after that is just the chassis. So for the SX2, I think that runs about $500, in the ballpark around $500, and that's just for the chassis alone. Now the YD2SX3, that's the top of the line. It's all aluminum. It's a limited edition. It comes in purple and red. Those are the only two colors. I think there's only about 400 of those cars made, and when they're gone, they're gone. So they're limited editions. Get your hands on one if you can. I already got the purple one and the red one. I'm building the red one as we speak. Those chassis, the YD2SX3s, run $620 just for the chassis alone. So, and then after you buy the chassis, you got to get into buying, once you have the chassis, you have to buy the motor. And I just put this Rev D motor in my build just now. So you need a motor. I think this motor was $130, and then you need a servo. This servo was a special servo. This was about $130 for the servo. Servos and motors range from any price range. The better price you get, the better motor, the better servo you'd get. So you definitely get what you pay for in that instance. You don't want to really scrimp on your electronics. That is like the heart and soul of your car. So if you really don't want to. Then next is the gyro, and I have this gyro. It's a V4. This is one of the best gyros you can get. I have the purple one on my other truck, and I got the red one for this build. Also, you need a battery, and I have a battery, but I don't have the battery box to show you right now. So a battery runs anywhere from $40 to $80. Then you need rims and tires. And I have a set. These are indoor tires I already put on the rims. So the tires are $12 and the rims are $10.95 for two, so about $25 for a set of rims and tires. There's different types of tires. I'll get into that in another tutorial. Indoor outdoor tires. These are indoor track tires. Also, you need the shell that I did a tutorial on a shell. So you need a body shell. You can get a pre-painted body shell anywhere from $15 all the way to $300 for a pre-painted, or you can get yourself a Lexant body and paint it yourself. Last but not least, you will need a remote, and this is I would say for drifting, this is a good remote. This is not a low-end remote, and it's not the top of the line remote. I think I paid $250 for this remote. So if you add that all up, that is what you would need to have a drift car. So you would need the chassis, you would need the motor, you would need the servo, you would need the ESC, you would need the gyro, you would need the battery, you would need the rims and tires, you would need the body, and you would need the remote control. So that concludes everything you would need. Now there's a thing called RTR, ready to run, and you can get that already built car with tires painted and a remote control. Now, when you run into the RTRs in the drift world, you don't really get a good car, I'm gonna say. I mean, I've just done research, and for the most part, the RTRs are for beginners. Most people who buy them end up selling them the same day, I mean, that quick. I've seen people sell them the same day and upgrade. So I always say go at least mid-grade, and you could always upgrade if you really like the hobby, but if not, you can still drift. So, you get what you pay for. I mean, you get what you put in. It's a lot of time. It's not just something you could dabble in. It's something you have to practice. When you go to the track, you better know the line. Otherwise, you're getting in people's way. So track racing, that's a whole nother tutorial on that. But I just wanted to slowly give you a tutorial on what the idiot needs to drift, and that was me, the idiot. So it is a lot, I know, but there's a lot to it. So but once you have all this stuff, it's not like backyard bashing. I mean, stuff does wear out, but you're not breaking stuff as much. You're drifting. It's more of the dance rather than the bash. So there you have it. That's all I have for today. I just wanted to give you a small tutorial. I'm going to give you more advice and more tutorials on drifting just because it fascinates me, and I'm going to do it until I get it right. So I am RC PopPop. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. Let's get me to 200. Thank you for watching. Be good humans. Take time for yourself, and most of all, don't forget RC, baby.